I've been in that situation too, but I think what it is the guy give you mixed signals. So he's making you feel like, he is or whatever, but it's making you kind of question, okay, are we going any further? Like, what are we doing?
I'm more of like a non-confrontational type of person, and I just like hated it, and it forced me to grow.
My baby is my greatest blessing, but she's also the biggest change I've ever experienced in my life.
Old lady cleaning the bathroom, and we're just like, oh, we got a maid, like, you're not my roommate. She was my roommate.
I do need for him to, be able to control his emotions and control himself and not just want to pop off.
I need to know that you got me. If something goes down, I don't need you pushing me towards the danger.
I don't know if it was like a big lizard or a little iguana.
It's got me.
Real?
It ate me. We're done because I'm passed out.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Melanated Opinion. I'm Shanita.
I'm Krista. What up, peoples?
And I am Takara. So we are going to do our normal warm-up question, and I guess I'll ask the question. So my question is, who is most likely to adopt a child?
I would say me.
I would say Shanita too.
I want to say Shanita, but I feel like you'd rather have your own. I don't see you adopted.
Yeah, I would, but I would adopt as well. I actually thought about it. Like, I wouldn't mind doing both, but the age biological clock is ticking, so adoption might be the way to go, honey.
Would you do it within like the next year or two?
The adoption?
Like, do you have a timetable for when you want to be a mom? That's the question, I guess.
Yeah, it would have been probably at 24 if it was my choice. I always, ever since I was young, I always wanted to be a wife and a mom. Like, that was, like, before I said what my career was going to be, besides the animal, I always wanted to, I drew like on those big old tablets that we used to have. I drew my 2-story house, how I wanted it to look outside, inside, like each detail room, like it's a blueprint. I had all that. That's just, I don't know. That's just what I wanted.
Okay. But like now, would you like, how soon would you really consider trying to be a mom as of today going forward?
Honestly, it would have been now, but I think I would rather have a house first because I stay in a 1-bedroom. So, but honestly, if I had more than 1 bedroom, I probably would look into a foster care. The only thing about that is I think I would get too attached and I won't want to get. I think that would be the biggest issue.
That seems like that would be hard to do because, like you said, it seems like it would be hard not to get attached to a child that you're taking care of.
Yeah.
Well, no, when I was younger, I thought about like doing foster care because I like short-term things. So I was like, that would be perfect for me. Yes, let me give you all the love in this short time period, and then we on to give some love to somebody else.
Yeah. So who would you have thought?
Well, adopt a car, no. But like I said, I don't know. It was a time between you and me. Right now, no. But when I was younger, yeah, I thought about it. Aww. I just didn't think you would ever. I think you would be like, it's either my kid or no kid. Like, come out of me or no other option.
And initially, that's how it was. Like, I wanted my own, but I think me just looking at it, like I'm getting older and stuff. But I just feel like it's so many kids out there that need to be adopted, and then just hearing how they've been mistreated and stuff like that, I'm like, they just need somebody to love. They need somebody to believe in them and to show them. And I feel like I could be that for other kids.
Yeah,
because this thing that they had sent us one time, and the video, and that has always stuck with me. I don't know if y'all ever seen it. I don't know the name of it, but it was this little girl that she was in foster care. Her mom was getting beat up by I guess her dad or boyfriend, whoever it was. And so it was her and her little brother. She was caring for her little brother and stuff. And so it's like, it was routine. She go to foster care. They split up, her and her brother, because her brother was a baby. And so she started acting out. They call CPS or whatever. They come get them. She pack her little garbage bag. She didn't have a suitcase or nothing. And then she goes to the next home. It was like the same thing over and over again. She got to this one lady, and it was like, basically, you know, she didn't know what to do. She felt like, you know, she was trying to help her. So she saw her on the phone, and she thought that she was calling CPS. So she goes to her room, pack her garbage bag, but she didn't. She called them, but she got her brother. So she brought her brother to the home too. And that's when she started changing around and, you know, started doing stuff.
It was just somebody who was willing to try something different. Yep. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and that's all she needed, because she just thought, okay, I act out and I just go to the next one. But she wanted her brother.
Takara, like, have you ever thought about adoption or foster care? I mean,
no.
Yeah. So I say, if y'all need a babysitter, something short term where they will be going back home, I'm the girl. I got there. We're gonna have the best time. But yeah, that's about it.
Which is so funny, because before, what you said?
Oh, I was just about to say, I would have said Takara before Chris. I wouldn't have thought you would have wanted to adopt.
No. Foster care, where they get to go somewhere else. When I was younger, and Melissa was younger, so she always wanted like a sister or brother, so that gives her somebody to play with, and like you said, like their kids in the system and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, that's not a bad idea. So
and the funny thing is, for me, before I had kids, I actually was like the designated babysitter for all of, like, my cousin had, I think at the time, maybe 3 or 4 children. My brother had his kids. My sister had her son. And I was always the one keeping kids. Always. And so it's honestly, it's a wonder that I even had kids, because I was never the one who was like, ooh, I cannot wait until I get married and have kids. That was never my train of thought. I was actually the one who was like, oh no, I'm going to be a professional and I'm going to work, and I might have a husband, but I'm not going to cook. And so I don't know. You're just going to figure it out. So I saw another time. I mean, I was listening to a podcast today when I was at work, and the topic was about women always seem to be interested in men who are unsure about them.
Like, what do you mean? Unsure about the woman?
And men who don't make it clear about where they stand with them.
I agree. I've been in that situation too, but I think what it is the guy give you mixed signals. So he's making you feel like, you know, he is or whatever, but it's making you kind of question, okay, are we going any farther? Like, what are we doing? But I think it's because the guy gives the female mixed signals. Like, one day you all in, or a couple of days or something, then all of a sudden you disappear.
Yeah, but like, you know, like they say, take mixed signals as a no. And so, yeah, like I kind of caught that about myself, and I've been trying to teach myself, because I heard a comedian say, he said, you know what kind of, it was a guy, he said, you know what kind of women I like? He said, the ones that like me back. So that's who I go after. And so I was like, yeah, like that makes sense. And I thought about a situation where it's kind of like, there are 2 guys, and one was clearly interested, and one was like on the fence. The one that was on the fence was cuter than the one that was clearly interested. So it's like, but it makes sense to go, I ain't gonna say to go after, to be interested in the person that is clearly interested in you, instead of the one that is unsure. And I was like, why do we do that to ourselves?
Because probably one of the reasons is the guy that is unsure may be the one that's more your type.
Which may not be a good thing, you know?
Because there's like, on Married at First Sight, a lot of them always end up being like, they'll say, oh, he would never been the person that, you know, I want to. Just like the one now, I forget her name, but she said that she swiped left on the guy. Like, they had met on a dating app or whatever. She swiped left, but she was like, well, if I would have went on and swiped right, then we could have been together. I doubt, but
that's what I was gonna say. I don't think so. I think she still would have like kind of distant because he doesn't look like an alpha male. She looks like she want an alpha male.
yes.
Wait, y'all watch the same show? What y'all watching?
Married at First Sight. I haven't finished all of this, just the beginning part of it. But this guy, he's like, she told experts she wanted somebody that was super tall, and they gave her somebody.
That's all she said?
Well, I think she had some other things, but that was one of her main things. Like, she wanted him to be tall. So how tall is he? Is he 7 foot?
Oh my gosh.
I think he is. Yeah, he's really tall.
He's really tall, but what got me was, it kills me how a guy looks different with a hat on or with suits on, like certain outfits. Because with his tux on, he looked okay. But when he took it off, I was like, ugh. It's like
the suit made that big of a difference?
Color. It was like his face is darker and his arms to me was light and they were skinny and scrawny. He looked totally different. Like the suit gave him a little bit like he might be all right, but when he took them clothes off, that would have been a no for me.
No, would it have been you still would not have have been willing to get to know a person that you're not like instantly attracted to? I feel like you said you were still. Oh, okay.
But I'm like, to me, it would have took me a little while to get over that because they are more so like touchy feely kissing and stuff like that. I couldn't do that. Not initially. And then if I'm not attracted to you, I'll try to find something about you. But that body,
I'd say it's a no for me. I haven't been watching. Is that on Netflix?
Well, it's
not
on
the new season.
It's on Lifetime.
Oh, is it like live TV?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. But yeah, I don't know that I've ever watched Married at First Sight. I mean, I've heard about it and seen it, people talk about it on social media.
You should watch it and we can discuss it because I feel like I did not watch last season because it was getting really bad. Like it was boring. They was like matching people really, really, way off. Like they would give them their list and you would get nothing on your list. So this time I feel like they tried, like a lot of them are saying, it's what I asked for. Now, whether they mesh is one thing, but they're trying a little bit harder this season.
Married at First Sight. Is that something that either one of you could do?
I think I would. I think the hardest thing for me would be me trying and then the other guy is not attracted to me. And, it's kind of like you doing it for nothing because that has happened in some of the past seasons where their main thing is they're still looking for somebody that they would date on their own, but the whole point is going to allow experts to match you with who they feel would be more suitable for you. But a lot of times it don't work because they're not attracted to each other.
So what do? They do like a thorough
yes, they do
interview.
They do interviews. They interview the males and females separate. You have this long application process. Then, they do your home. Like, they come look through your drawers, see how clean you are, like, everything. And then it's like, I guess they record them for a little bit before they tell them. So, I guess just seeing how you are on camera and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a long process, but... And then some people say some people are... not like they didn't apply. They when you seek somebody else out, what word am I looking for? Like, just say for instance, I applied and then you can't find any matches for me, so you go ask your homeboy, hey, you know anybody who want to be on Married at First Sight? Get them to apply. So they actually seek out some of the contestants too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. They had did some how things show, and that was one of the things.
And it's a real legal marriage.
Yeah, they have 2 months to they get married, they go on a honeymoon, then they come back and move in with each other. And then at that point, they go back to their regular lives, working and stuff like that. And after 2 months, they come in and they have a decision day. You either gonna stay together or you're gonna get a divorce. Some people stay together, but then when they come back and do the reunion, they divorce. Like, I think stay together just to be staying together. Like, you already know it ain't gonna work.
Now, see, I probably couldn't do Married at First Sight, but what I probably could do is Love is Blind. Which is funny for me to say, right? Because I'm all about being like visually attracted to a person first. But I do think the concept is interesting of like really getting to know somebody like on a really, really deep level with the intent of like being in a serious relationship with them. Right.
Yeah. And I guess if I had my choice, I probably would, out of the two, I would want to do Love is Blind, because you are ultimately choosing that person. And like you said, making that connection, but with Married at First Sight, you don't know anything about them. You ain't talked to them, nothing. And then you got to marry them. So yeah, I think so. What about you, Crystal? Would you, if you had to pick between the two, which one would you do?
I think I'll pick Married at First Sight, but only because it seems funner. Like you get to go on vacation. Like
you're looking at the perks.
Yeah, you do a whole
Love is Blind too.
Because don't you stay in a house? Oh wait, no. If you guys like actually end up picking each other, then you get to go like on a trip and you move into a house and all that.
Yeah, I still think I would do Married at First Sight though. I don't know, because I feel like the whole process will be over with, in about 2 or 3 months. I'm not looking long term, that's why. So it's kind of like, you get married, you move in with somebody, you get to know someone that this complete stranger, like y'all have to mesh your lives together. Like you get all of these things in a short time period, and then you get to say peace out or hey.
Oh my God. He was on probably like 2 seasons ago. I think there is on Netflix now. Amelia and Bennett. Like if you see them, they were two. Like it's crazy that how they matched them. They were perfect for each other. We really thought that they was gonna make it, but she was kind of like Crystal, like I just did, and she admitted it later. She said she just did it because she thought it was something fun, and she had no intention on just being married. And so she, they moved in or whatever, but they ended up getting a divorce. Like she never wanted to just be married. She just wanted to be on the show.
Is that the one who they recently were like in the news or whatever because they were getting a divorce? Were they a Black couple?
No, they were white.
Okay, because I recently saw a couple in the news that were getting a divorce, and I can't remember if they were Married at First Sight or if they were Love is Blind.
Yeah, that's the sad part, is when one person like is really looking for love, and the other person kind of like, yeah, I'm just on here for the show, but they're not really saying that, and it's kind of like I could have been matched with somebody else that actually cares.
But you would have thought that she really cared for him, but she didn't. It was a front the whole time. And she was a doctor. Well, she was going to be a doctor. So it was just, I don't know.
But say what?
I think I could. But I think I would rather the Love is Blind. Because, you still get the marriage, but at that point it kind of feels like, something. And it's more meaningful once you get to the altar versus you just, and would you kiss the person at the altar on the lips?
I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna give it everything I can, and I'm all in regardless of what the situation looks like. And then sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna see how I feel. So it just depends.
Oh.
With something like that, well, unless you go in with your initial mind frame of like, this is just a vacation and I'm just gonna have a good time, right? But I mean, with something like that, I feel like if you were going to be committed to the situation, you'd have to go in and be like, you know what? I'm all in. I'm going to be down for not whatever, but like I'm going to just be open to the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Whatever
that
that
means you would kiss him on the lips,
means.
Takar?
Oh.
I was talking about for you, not me.
I see. But no, but this kind of reminds me, it makes me think. So, like, is your goal for like today going forward to like one day be married, and to be married with one person for the rest of your life?